Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a moon reading. We're checking in on this full moon in Aquarius that is happening on August 1st. We're going to take a look into like what the energies are coming in, like the general energies the moon is bringing and how they're going to affect us individually here. We're going to get tarot leader advice and things like that. But for now, let's take a look at what we have here. This is like the main energy coming through, Saturn return age. With this card, I'm really getting a sense of some sort of unwelcome change here, of growing up. I'm almost getting like, because on the back of the deck, we had this part of fortune increase card, where it's almost like one day you'll like look back and see this time, this energy as a gift. You'll see how it helped you to grow up, because that's what the Saturn return talks about. It's a transit of Saturn is what it refers to, I believe. I'm not like a super astrologist over here, but I know basic stuff, like kind of. But it's my understanding that Saturn returns to your sign, or returns to where it was when you were born, I believe, around the age of 28. And that's when people like could be like, oh, I should be settling down and getting married. Like it's kind of like lights a fire under my biological clock is ticking, sort of thing like that, when it's like growing up. So that's what I'm getting from this. Maybe something has happened, or this moon is going to bring in an energy of sort of forced adulthood, if that makes sense, like a hard lesson. Saturn talks about hard lessons. Saturn, and we have here the air element here, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So I really do believe that there is some sort of tough lesson coming in here with this moon. Whether it's already happened, whether it's yet to happen, there's something here that I don't think we're going to be too pleased about. And this could be, it's like a loss of innocence, like I was saying, a forced initiation into adulthood that is going to not, I don't think, feel the best, but I think we might look back and like at a later time in our life and be like, wow, I remember then, like how I thought the world was this way one day, and then like this happened, and then I saw like the truth. Because I believe there is like an energy of truth with Saturn as well. It's illusions are stripped away, and it's like we're seeing the reality of a situation, like the harsh reality though, and maybe it's a reality we don't really want to see. And with this rotation card, this is how it's the main energy, like the main way it's going to affect you. This is a card about like the wheel turning. And again, like the Wheel of Fortune a lot of times is a positive card, or there's like positive connotations to it, but because it kind of represents like, oh, the wheel turning in your favor, like a jackpot, like a lucky sort of an energy. But this rotation card is just sort of referring to the fact that like the wheel is always turning. Whether for the better or for the worse, like how it makes you, if it makes you feel better or if it makes you feel worse, it's still going to keep on turning. Like there's never going to be a point in your life where bad things don't happen, because maybe it's like a sort of a thing where you feel like, oh, this is happening again, like another disappointment in my life. Like maybe this is echoing some past pain. If it's a breakup, it could be echoing like some sort of abandonment issues that you had from like childhood. If it's a loss of a job, it could be echoing some sort of like instability you had growing up financially. Maybe you were poor, and it's just like, you know what I mean? If you're feeling like left out, or like rejected by like your friends or something like that, it could be echoing a feeling of like, oh, I'm a loser, like nobody likes me, like, you know what I mean? This could be a sort of like, this could be sort of like Saturn coming in to like force you to look at like a long held belief that you have. I'm not good enough. People will never love me. No one will ever stay with me. I'll never be successful. I just don't have what it takes, like some sort of belief like that. And when we think about Aquarius, it's a fixed air sign. And so I think and we think about like a full moon as like a release. So I think that like this, whatever uncomfortable situation that's coming through is, because I'm getting the sense like this spider, like at first when I was looking at it, I was imagining it going down, but the more I'm looking at it, it looks like it's flailing, almost like it was like lower down, and this is orange here. Let me pull this up so you can see it. The orange and the yellow, it's because I noticed that there's like all cool colors up here. And then like we see this like all of a sudden this bright fiery energy, and I don't think this is like a good fire, like woo, like energy. It's like a burning fire. And we have the firefly here as well, and I am just sort of getting that sort of an energy. I was gonna say something about this, but we'll come back to it. But I get the sense that it's like being lowered into the fire and like flailing to get back to where you were. It's not comfortable. We don't want to be here. Please like take me back, sort of a feeling. So yeah, like I feel like this is also, or this moon is, yeah, like Saturn and this moon, like the energy coming through, it's really coming through to sort of force you to sit with this uncomfortability, really feel it, and not just for nothing, but to help you to realize that like that's the story that you're telling yourself about why whatever is happening isn't true, isn't accurate. It's not an actual depiction of who you are. You don't deserve to be abandoned. You don't deserve to be poor or like unsuccessful in your life. You don't deserve to be left out or unappreciated. Those are the 3 examples I think I used. So this could be manifesting in a multitude of ways for you. And with this air energy is like the whole air element here, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. I think spirit wants you to realize that like the wheel of life is always turning, and things are always meant to happen a certain way that's sort of like predestined before you get here. Even this looks like a wheel to me. And the rings, I'm just getting like things spinning. Maybe you feel like your life is spinning out of control, or your head is spinning. There's something like that. Like there's a big focus. We have a lot of air energy coming through here. So there's definitely a need. What was I just saying? I just kind of lost my train of thought. Everything is spinning. And oh, I think there's a need to sort of find your center here with the sea serpent, and to sort of the way that this spider is like lowering down. It's almost reminding me, because this is orange, which is the color of the sacral chakra, and this card is representative of the sacral chakra, which is the heart of your, it's like your emotional center. So it's almost like this spider is being lowered down into like the emotions and doesn't want to feel. That's what the fire is, your emotions. Okay, I'm getting this. And is like scurrying back to the mind, where it's like, I could figure out a solution. Like I could figure out a way to ease this pain. Like how can I get back to like when things felt good? I don't like this feeling, and we're trying to like sort of get back to that and go backwards. But I think spirit's saying you can run but you can't hide, like kind of a thing. Like this isn't something, even if it does get like worked out later or something like that, whatever this issue is or whatever, and you know, whatever situations that this energy brings through for you or has already brought through, even if like you are able to, like, for instance, with the job example, get a different job one day, it doesn't mean you're never going to be happy again, but you're never going to maybe be at the same place that you were. Like you're going to have to start moving in a new direction. With this waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. So it's like spirit is really wanting you to try to like move forward, do something to change your energy, like do something different, like dance with life. When we're feeling these burning flames, it's a little bit difficult to sort of get into the vibe of like, yeah, dance with life. Life is great. Like, especially when you feel like life is a suck fest of misery because you're like in that energy right now. And then it kind of like clouds your judgment, or like kind of clouds your eyes and your perspective. And you're kind of looking out with this like pessimistic view of life. So if there's anything you can think of to sort of change your energy with this sea serpent energy, something I'm getting is trying to find sanctuary within yourself. I wrote this blog about it. I'm going to link it below if anyone wants to read it. I don't know. I'll just link it. But it's something that is very helpful when you're going through like an emotional turmoil, which I think you are, or you're avoiding it, but there's something emotional that needs to sort of be cleansed out here. Now we also have here, communication is key and boundary. So I think what Spirit is saying is that there needs to be a sort of boundary established between, I would say, other people and yourself. I think this does involve other people, and I'm not surprised because Aquarius is an energy of the collective. So that's another thing that you could be seeing in this, with this this moon coming in, where there's like a shift in your collective environment. So whether it's a family dynamic, a work dynamic, I guess school, I don't really know other collective environments. If your church, I mean, whatever it is, whatever community you're a part of, if you are, you could see shifts happening, like dynamics. Maybe you get a new boss, maybe people like are like leaving the company, you have a slew of new employees, like something in the collective energy is shifting right now, where it's sort of like a new day happening. That could be something with this rotation. It's like people are being rotated out, new people are being rotated in. Maybe like someone that you've been a coworker with gets like promoted to a manager, like something like that, where it's like they were your peer, now they're your manager. There's like a different vibe between you and the people in your collective environment. There's something like that. That could be happening. Like there's a lot of adjustments. There's a lot of change going on right now. For sure. So there's a, let's see. And then we have opposition here, imbalance, a point of tension and a power struggle. So there's definitely tense energies. Like you could feel very like lopsided right now. And again, that's where we come back to this sort of sanctuary energy here. Just if you don't want to read the whole article, I could just give you some, like what I remember. I haven't like really looked at it in a while, but I think I talked about how, oh, okay, well, like one time when I was like going through a breakup, I remember like I couldn't sleep because I used to always like sleep with him. We used to live together, and like it was like my first time, like my first few nights, like, you know, sleeping without him there. And what did I do? Oh, I have a really vivid imagination. I used to pretend that I was like I was on a bed that was like floating in a canal. Don't ask. And it was like the water was like really sparkly and pretty and blue. I love stars. There was like stars all around. Everything was blue and sparkly. It was very soothing, like a dark inky blue, like very sparkly, kind of like this. Okay, there we go. And I don't know. I just used to, there was like palm trees like blowing in the wind, and I used to be able to like imagine I could feel the bed like rocking, lulling me to sleep. And like I was just on my way to some faraway land. I didn't know what, it didn't matter, like, you know, but just like, I don't know if that makes sense, but just like that like comforted me. Like maybe that's silly. Another thing is I used to always, my pajamas, I used to like dress in gray. I used to, because, well, you can read the article if you want to, but it just reminded me of my dad, dressing all in gray. So like it's also a very neutral color. So if I was having a very emotional day, putting on my gray pajamas, like from head to toe, socks, I used to just feel very like, almost like I was a blank slate again. And another thing is my candle shower. I do every night. I still do this, but where I turn off all the lights in my bathroom. I just have like a candle lit, and I also have a shower head that has like neon lighting, and I just like put on like some like healing kind of a music, anything like that soothes you. It could just be regular music that soothes you, you know, some R&B jams from the 90s, like whatever your thing is, but like, and just like unwind. And I would like, water is very cleansing to me, and we have that energy here with the sea serpent. Like the sacral chakra is a water energy, so just let it wash away everything from the day. And when you get out, like you just feel like sort of like refreshed. Also sea salt to sort of scrub away the emotional residue. You can do that. That's really good to do on a full moon, by the way, as well. And just also remember that it is a full moon and emotions are running high. So if you're feeling extra emotional, give yourself a break. Allow yourself to just like sort of cleanse these emotional waters here. Okay, so let's get some tarot. Oh, I wanted to get some of these too. What else can we expect here coming through? Sacral chakra, crazy. Okay, see, yeah, that chakra is really being highlighted. So maybe that's something you could like look into, is like sacral chakra music. Maybe there's some sort of a wound there, or look up like imbalances in the sacral chakra. Also, I shuffled a song for you, and it was Push by Matchbox 20, which is so funny because if you've seen the Barbie movie, that was that was a main song of that movie. It was so funny. I'm not gonna say anything because the movie's so new. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but you know, Ken vibes, like he's, I can't, but what's that? That's like, I want to push you around. So maybe you're sort of like dealing also with anger issues, where it's like you're so hurt that you're starting to feel like vengeful and revengeful, and you could be prone to sort of like an imbalance in the sacral chakra, where you might lash out and be like super dramatic, have a dramatic emotional reaction. It's also important to remember we're in Leo season. The sun is in Leo, which is very much about your ego. So with that whole, I want to push you around, that's like that ego talking, like, you made me look stupid, so now I'm going to make you look stupid, kind of like seeking vengeance, seeking revenge. Like, you're going to pay for the hurt you caused me. You're going to feel some of this hurt. You don't feel pain, and like, I'm the only one who gets to feel pain. Well, now you're going to feel it. There could be like a feeling like that coming through, where you kind of want to punish somebody or something like that. I don't want to put these here, put them there. What else do we have here? Declutter. And that's that whole sanctuary idea, where I feel like it's like your environment could be very like pivotal. Like, if you make your little house a sanctuary or something, like buy a new plant, like buy some new sheets. What else could you clean up? Like, you know what I mean? Organize things. Whenever I'm going through an emotional roller coaster or really rough time, like, I just start cleaning everything. I start organizing things. I organize my purse. I organize my car. I like clean off my windshield, like from the inside. Like, you know, I like do stuff that I like never do. Like dust off those shelves, like do what you have to do. It just like makes you feel better, and then your mind can relax. And like, messy bed, messy head is a thing. And this is all about the mind being like very overactive right now. So I need to like declutter. Like, that could help your mind to sort of like declutter as well, if you declutter your space. We have secrets. Okay, so maybe that's why you're angry. There's some sort of like secret that you found out. There's some sort of lies or some sort of dishonesty or something going on here. Or that could also be Spirit's way of trying to let you know, like, maybe it's best to sort of keep to yourself right now. But that's what this boundaries card could be about. Communication is key. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? There could be a need to sort of pull back and sort of just like, maybe just share your innermost feelings with some close people that you know you can trust, and not really put what you have going on out there. We also have simplify your life. I don't know if you can even really see that. No, that's not even. Okay. What else? Simplify your life and that declutter. I feel like that's just that message being reiterated, but however you can sort of simplify, especially when you're in a very like emotional, tumultuous time, it's always good. Or if you're just like feeling bad about yourself, like these issues that we were talking about, where it's like almost like you feel like I'm a loser, like I'm never going to be successful, or you know, people are always going to leave me. It's like, just focus on like getting up. What do I have to do today? Like, check off, like I have to eat breakfast, I have to take a shower, I have to go to work. Focus on the tasks that you're doing. Like, be very mindful of everything that you're doing, so your brain isn't wandering. Like, focus very much so on what you're doing, and not on the things you can't control. Focus on what's directly in front of you, instead of letting your mind sort of spin out and go rampant. Pump the brakes. Let me just get one more. And competition. So, okay, so if there is some sort of like I was saying, I do really feel like this moon is having to do with like the collective and other people. So if you are feeling some type of way, like all the examples that we used already, we already know what they are. Maybe you feel like a competitive vibe, like you want to show that you're not upset, or you want to show that you are upset. You want to show that you're better than somebody else, or there's like an urge to compete. And I think Spirit's saying pump the brakes on the competition. Like, worry about yourself. Like, simplify the whole scenario, like cut the cord of like, I'm worried what this person thinks, I'm worried that these people don't like me, I'm worried that this person is gonna do this. Cut. Look in the mirror, focus on yourself. Like, eliminate that whole, just be like, you know what, oh, what's that that whole thing, the let them thing, the let them movement. I don't know, I watch this girl, it's this podcast, it's Date Yourself Instead. I love that podcast, but you don't have to watch that podcast. It might not be about a breakup or any sort of relationship like that, but it's like, if somebody doesn't want to be with you, let them. If your friends want to make plans without you, let them. Like, if this job doesn't want to hire you, let them. You can't control that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all you can control is yourself and the way you handle situations. So if something's happening, have that attitude. You know what? Let them. If you can't control it anyway, it gives you a sense of peace, because a lot of times we try to hold on and fight for things, but you know, we can't control what other people do. Like, all we can do is control ourselves. So how might this energy like play out for you guys, and for all of us actually? How might this energy be playing out? For the collective watching this Aquarius new moon, what sort of events, energies, and emotions are going to be coming through? I was going to get 3. We have the throat chakra coming out right over this communication card. So it's very important to watch what you say right now, because especially because tensions are running so high, there could be a tendency to say something that you might regret. I'm getting passion ignited. There's that fire energy again. And conflict and defeat. Okay. We have 2 5s. The number 5 in numerology is a number of like struggle. It's a number of change, maybe not even change that you necessarily want, unfortunately, sometimes. Then we have wisdom, another 5 here, if you can freaking believe that. So there's a lot of change happening right now. Everything is changing. You feel like maybe you've been, like, again, defeated. This is the 5 of Swords, I believe, and this is the Ace of Wands. So there's something burning in here. It's burning, and it doesn't feel good. Let's clarify. Hold on, let me just get some of these. Actually, let me move this up so I have room. Maybe I'll move these down a little bit. Okay. Clarify the throat chakra for me, Spirit, with this Aquarius full moon. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the 9 of Swords. Yeah, it's definitely, oh, and the Ace of Wands again, but let's see. I'm just gonna kind of do that. Now this looks messy and I don't like it. Okay, I'm sorry, this is way too many. What is the Ace of Wands doing here, Spirit? Clarify for me. The Page of Swords. Yes, we're definitely more comfortable in a mental energy, or we do not want to feel this burning right now. And the conflict and defeat. The Ace of Wands coming through again. With the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm really getting a sense with the throat chakra, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 9 of Swords. You could be having sleepless nights. You could really be overthinking. You could really be fighting this change and this, I feel like it could be a change in communication, and even this boundaries that we had underneath here, the boundaries with the new moon in Gemini. Like, what did it say? Communication is key. I feel like I'm almost getting a sense that maybe someone else has established boundaries in your communication. That could be a thing too. And I think you could be wanting to sort of like, you could be fighting with yourself. And remember, imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. So you could really be trying to sort of like put things back the way they were, and just almost not pretend like nothing is happening, but just sort of like, you know, continue with the same pattern. But there's this whole energy of change. So I feel like it's very important right now to sort of like accept whatever's right in front of you. Like we were talking about, more so we were talking about it, like deal with what's right in front of you. But there's also this energy of needing to like accept the truth with the throat chakra, like of the situation, that things are changing. and just accept. Almost something you could do to sort of like take back your power is sort of accept that, like, accept the worst case scenario, accept it and live by it. And if it's that somebody doesn't want to talk to you anymore, with the communication barrier thing happening here, and you're just sort of like, what if this person never talks to me? And you're sort of feeling needy, or you're feeling like you're in your ego, because we do have that Leo ego energy here. And then you're just like wanting the reassurance, like for your ego kind of a thing, because we have a lot of fire, and fire and the ego go very much hand in hand here. So it's like you could be coming from a place of your ego where you're really wanting that reassurance to like soothe your ego. And when you accept the worst case scenario, it's like you just accept it, and then you grieve it, and then you move past it. Whereas like if you're still fighting it, like that's the sense I'm getting, like that power struggle. You could really be fighting with somebody else, have a difference of opinion where it's like, no, no, no. And it's like, you're not, the wheel's not turning. You're trying to keep the wheel stuck here. Someone else is trying to move it and you're trying to keep it stuck, kind of a vibe. So we just need to, I think, accept the worst case scenario, because like once you do that and you let this wheel go, and then they're going to be like, whoa, they're not going to be expecting that. They're going to go on a little ride themselves, and then they're going to see where they land and be like, whoa, maybe this isn't what I want, kind of a thing. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen, but I mean, I feel like you'll get farther just by like letting go of this in your mind and accepting the worst case scenario and feeling the pain of that. Because like I said, I don't think things are ever going to go back the way they were. I feel like you're trying to push the wheel back and keep it like, or at least keep it where it is and push it back. And you're not trying to like let it go forward. A lot of like circle imagery, a lot of like wheel imagery here and here. Very interesting. So I think just like letting things turn, let things happen, take a deep breath, try to stabilize yourself, and just let that wheel turn, baby. That's like the best thing you can do. We have the Ace of Swords with the Page of, the Ace of Wands with the Page of Swords. And again, I feel like you're very reluctant to feel this fire. It's just kind of like reiterating that message. It's like we have the sword up, like, which represents your mind, where it's like you're trying to figure out a way to like avoid feeling this right now. And I just don't think, I think the best way here with this conflict and defeat is just to really like accept the defeat. Okay, I've lost. Okay, like I didn't get this job. Okay, like this person left me. Okay, like I don't know, like I'm left out of this. Like maybe I'm not really friends with the people that I thought I was friends with, or whatever it is, like, you know, whatever sort of scenario is playing out for you, however it's happening. Like even with this competition thing, it's like pump the brakes on the competition, accept defeat. Okay, you win. Okay, I'm a loser. Okay, I'm abandoned again. Okay, like I'm unsuccessful in this venture. Like I'm just gonna like move on to something else or worry about myself right now, kind of a thing. So let's see. We're just gonna get some advice for you moving forward, but this is gonna be very difficult. So just give yourself space and time to feel whatever you need to feel right now, guys, okay? And let's see what advice Spirit has for you guys. What is the advice for this new moon in Aquarius? And we're going to close out the reading. But yeah, like even that song Push by Matchbox 20, it's like, I don't know if I've ever been good enough. So I feel like that's what it's like. You feel like whatever is happening is making you feel bad about yourself. I'm a little bit rusty, and I think my head is caving in. I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me, and I feel like something's gotta give, and I'm a little bit angry. This ain't over, not while I still need you around. Like I'm trying to think of other lyrics of that song. Oh, it's like sad. But it doesn't have to be a breakup. It could, but it's like that feeling of like loss of something and it just triggering your own issues about yourself. Find what fills your cup and pour it all over the canvas of your life. So that's kind of like that dance with life energy that we had. And it's like, maybe you feel like you found what filled your cup and it didn't, you know, work out for whatever reason. Like all these examples that we talked about. But it's like, I think Spirit's saying like, there's other things in your life. Maybe like your life was a little bit too centered on one thing, and like Spirit's like, well, what about before this thing came into your life? Like, what did you love to do? What did you you know, kind of like go back to that maybe and go back to find it or something. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. Go back to that and sort of like search for joy. You might not be able to find it right away, but like keep your eyes open for it. You know what I mean? Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. So just kind of trust life right now. Trust this wheel turning. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. Like trust what's going on here, even if it doesn't feel good. Sorry, that's too many. What advice does the collective need right now, Spirit? Tell yourself who you are. Tell yourself a different story. I really feel like the story that you're telling yourself is just a reflection of the pain you feel right now, and not necessarily an accurate depiction of who you really are and what you're capable of. The key to the law of attraction is heart energy. Heal, unblock, and connect with your heart. Love is the highest frequency you can emit. And I think just whatever, law of attraction, if you want to manifest something, I mean, whatever, like maybe you want to manifest more, a different relationship into your life, or your person back, or, you know, a new job or whatever. So it's like heal, unblock, and connect with your heart. So heal like the feelings that you get when you think these thoughts about like yourself, that you're unworthy or that you're not good enough or whatever. Like unblock if you're sort of blocking out your heart, and just like we were talking about, staying more in your mind, trying to figure it out, like get into that heart and see what's going on in there. I feel like that could be pivotal. And then we have tell yourself, I support me and everyone else is just gravy. Yeah, this is about you needing to like not rely on other people to validate you or make you feel better. Relaxation will allow openness and surrender. Chill, bitch. Find a way to like sanctuary yourself. I'm gonna post that thing. And then we have there's always room for improvement. Always. I'm gonna get two more. Ooh, what is the advice here? Oh, time to spice things up. Yeah, Spirit's really wanting you to like just do new things. Keep the promises you make to yourself. And then we have when your mascara is $23, there's no time for crying. So cry your tears. Like that doesn't mean to like, you know, plug up your emotions, but also like put on some new mascara, like buy some new makeup, like, you know, do things to make yourself feel good, spice up your look, get some new clothes, like we were talking about with your room, like organize your room, get some new sheets or something. Like, oh, you know what I'm doing? I just found this new shower head that's like a rain shower head. I'm getting that for my bathroom. But like just anything, like improve whatever you can improve, organize what you can organize, declutter, like make a blank slate, and then start building a new, you'll be able to start building something new upon it when you're ready, okay? So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a full moon that's not super painful, and I hope that you feel better soon if you are going through a rough time. And I don't know, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.